only been a couple weeks or so since I did a garden tour, but I have so much growing right now that I got to do this one more time. Okay, so here is some of my baby tomato plants and other stuff. Things that have got to go out, stuff to trade with friends and whatnot. In my little baby plant nursery. And then I got my other plants that are potted up to 1 gallon pots. I usually get them into 1 gallon pots before I put them out just to save growing time on the fence. More baby area. A pretty little arrowhead plant. And then let's see, down the fence line, like the squash are really taking off. And then we got this big bin we got off of Facebook, the raised bed. And all the little tomatoes we planted there. I'm not going to go through and list off every one we got going this time. But all the tomatoes are growing good. And this is my carrot transplanting experiment. Basically, I grew these carrots all in 1 cup and then transplanted them individually before they got true leaves into here, and we're going to see how well it does working. Here's a new tomato we're trying, the gold medal and the Floridade. I got the Floridade out in the front since it's determinate, and it's not going to be in there as long, and then I got the other back there on the trellis. And then we got cucumbers. They're looking, well, no, this little guy didn't get pollinated, but they're making more cucumbers. We'll see how the pollination goes. There's a lot that just sprouted out, so I got to get a bit more pollinators out here. But there's just so many plants going on right now. Cucumbers, some more tomatoes. Doing the Cordoba tomato, which is like a big heart-shaped tomato. And then the Indiana Reds, they're not looking so hot, but we do have a lot of fruit on there, so I can understand if the vine's getting a little ragged while trying to ripen all these fruits. And then we got our Amish paste and the Rio Grande. I'm going to pull those both as soon as they all ripen their fruit set and make room. I did not plan very well and look up the different kinds of tomatoes we have this year, since I'm experimenting with 30 varieties that Kiki started for us. And I didn't look up each one, and I planted my determinants on my trellis, which I didn't need to do. I could have just as easily put them out there on the fence line and saved this space. Now I know for next time. This Roma plant's going to come out today. Let's see, there's some tatsoi, which looks absolutely gorgeous. One of the greenest things out here this week. Some more of the cucumbers. This is the Itachi. Oh, looks like that one is no good. That's a maybe, but you see the size of the baby? Let's see, there we go. Sorry, guys. And then we got some more tomatoes. Oh, I need to rescue this little tomato from our bean plant. What bean plant is that? Oh, let's try to find out. Oh, I can't even see the tag. I guess I'll need to dig that tag out later and see. I think it might be the red noodle. And some more tatsoi, looking absolutely stunning this morning. And then, let's see, we've got the delicata squash, which again has some powdery mildew. At least every other week I'm seeing it come back. I'm going to keep spraying that with some peroxide water. And we got the tomatillos. They've actually are starting to fruit really well. Yep, some of them are puffing up in there nicely. You can see all these little guys here. And then the lemon boy tomato hiding in here. I thought there was, oh yeah, there is another one back there. Everything's so full of leaves, it's hard to show you. And then we got a whole bunch more beans going over here. Our little sun sugar, which is a yummy little tomato, and then some more cucumbers. And have you guys ever seen cucumbers flower so heavy? Like, it is nothing but flowers. And then I let this cauliflower go too far, so I'm actually just going to grow it out as seed. It's actually beautiful to look at right now. And then we got peppers hiding in here. Some green onions. A little purple bumblebee tomato down there. Basil I've been letting flower out for the bees. The same thing with the dill up here. And actually, let's just go ahead and crunch some seeds down there, and we'll probably have a bunch more babies sprouting up out of that pot. The corn we just put out here a few days ago, hit that with some organic plant food, and they are looking super, super happy. I'll probably give them a little bit of fish emulsion or some type of nitrogen, probably like every week or so, just because the watering system will deplete their nitrogen out, and since they're basically a grass, I'm going to try and keep them green and going. Then we got our plumeria waking back up from the spring, or from winter. Let's see, dragon fruit, collards. The Everglades tomato, the top half is looking rough. Still got tons of fruit on it, but it's sending out so much growth down here on the bottom, so much growth sideways over here. You can see just cluster after cluster of tomatoes here. And these are tasty. I'm actually going to sneak one right now. And then let's see. Onions. Looks like maybe... Oh no, this is the Everglades tomato plant that's crawled way over here. It does like to crawl and spread. I just let it root into one of my pots, and then I break that off and have another plant. Pineapple's looking pretty happy. The longevity spinach, not super happy, but it's coming back. And then the melons I just planted out 3 or 4 days ago. They're already like doubled in size. This is the, let's see, muskmelon ice cream green machine. Just look at the number of flowers on this thing. It's absolutely gorgeous. I think, did I see little female flowers on here this morning? No, maybe not yet. But it shouldn't be long. And then I'm actually going to be putting a trellis up over here. The trellis is going to actually start here at the gate, go all the way down that fence. I'm going to be pulling up that little makeshift trellis I had from 1.5 years ago. Take that down. I'm going to take the peas out since it's getting too hot. And then the net, I believe, is going to go down this side and possibly around the corner a little bit. And then on the other end, we got some other melons. Another watermelon down there. And big old patch of, I believe, chocolate cherry sunflowers in the middle. As hot as it is, I think today's going to be like 85. And it's overcast, but we still have our Brussels sprouts trying to grow. I'm going to wait and see what happens as it gets warmer. But that's a beautiful little plant. The other Brussels sprout plant, the plant is absolutely gorgeous, but the Brussels sprouts are much smaller. So we'll see how that evens out. The Peking Ta Ching Tu, letting that go for seed, so we'll have more. I believe it's a Chinese kale next year. Some more of the winter stuff that I haven't quite pulled out yet. Some collards, some little cabbages. Celery, I'm going to leave that for quite some time. And then we have this kale in the corner. Once I get the trellis up and this all gets cleared out, this whole side here is going to be about a 30-foot strip of nothing but different melons. And these are the peas. They're actually not looking too bad up on the top. I might just stake them up once I pull this trellis out and leave them for a little while, even though it's hot. Because the peas are really good and sweet still. We've got one of our Italian pepper plants. Got tons of little flowers on it. And then more celery. That one's looking amazing. Kale, I can't believe, as hot as it is still looking awesome. The dinosaur kale, I mean, I expect that to look good in the warmer weather. All the little side shoots that grew off of the Violetta Italia cauliflower, which we are going to let go to seed. Let's let you look down here. This is where we cut off the original piece, and then I left it in to get the side shoots to flower so I can have a ton of seed for cauliflower next year. I'm going to try and get a little bit earlier of a start, maybe possibly do it indoors. This is the mustard plant. We're trying to get all these seeds. And if you look, these seed pods, they're swelling up and getting absolutely huge. There's hundreds or thousands of them here. And each one of these little flowers here makes one little pod, which is absolutely tiny, you can see. And then they grow and they swell, and each one of these little pods will be full of seeds. I don't know how many. I'm guessing maybe 20 or 30. But it is quite a bit. You can see the dinosaur kales are hiding out there in the back. And then over here we have this beautiful sunflower growing up. Let's see, peek in the top here. Oh, look, it's starting to make a bud, it looks like. There you go. And that's going to be a beautiful sunflower. I'm going to hope it's going to get a little bit taller and go up over the fence so that everybody in the neighborhood can see it. And then over here we have rutabagas, kohlrabi, and radishes. And these big guys here are the rutabagas. They may not let my radishes grow because they may be getting blocked out completely right now. And then over here we have kohlrabi, and we had 2 little transplanted carrots. Oh, well, looks like we've only got the one left. I don't see the other guy in here. But we've still got one of those transplanted carrots, and I will be letting you know how that goes. And then this big guy over here is our callaloo. And then another giant dinosaur kale. I know my irrigation stuff's in the way up here. But we've got this absolutely gigantic dinosaur kale. I don't know if you can see how big that is. And then black cherry tomato. Of course, a bunch of oregano, some peppers in there. And then that pretty much brings us back to the porch where we have more seed starting areas. More little baby plants that all need to get done. Let's see what we got sprouted up here. We got some Hale's Best and some orange mahogany sunflower. And then I think down here we had some mammoth gray stripe sunflowers. Let's go see the other seed box and see what's coming up. Let's see, we got, so in here it turns out we have some golden zucchini that's sprouting up. And then almost all of the mammoth sunflowers, gray striped sunflowers. So I'm going to have plenty of those to do all down the line of the fence. But that's pretty much what we got for right now. There's the post where I'm going to be putting up the new trellis over here in the corner. Hopefully I'll get that done with my dad in the next 1 or 2 days. And I'll have a place to start trellising up my melons. But thank you guys for sitting through another garden tour, even though it's only been a couple of weeks. And I hope to see you guys back and that you'll follow me along. If you like my garden update, like or subscribe. I know everybody says that, but it really does help to get other people to see what we got going on. The more people that like it, the more people it's going to show it to. So check it out, follow along, and I hope to see you guys in a couple more weeks with new updates.